People come here to J&G, they want their car perfect. If you want to touch up like the king, this is how you do it.
Jamie Gonzalez now runs J&G Auto Reconditioning, but his life wasn't set up for success.
I didn't think how much of a piece of shit my dad was until I had kids. You got to be a different type just to like leave your kids. I specialize in paint touch-up.
Growing up without a dad, we talk about how detailing helped him find his way on this episode of Nick at Night. Is there one thing you could say that you've done or one attribute that you think has made you successful?
Everything's observing, I think. I think I've always been an observer.
Jamie Gonzalez, welcome.
What's up, brother?
To Nick at Night.
Man, dude.
If folks don't know Jamie Gonzalez, how many employees you got here at your shop?
We got about 12 plus a couple indent guys. We have like 14 of us.
14 people in this shop. You got supercars everywhere you look. You've built yourself a successful business, but you're not a typical guy. Is there one thing you could say that you've done or one attribute that you think has made you successful?
Man, I don't know. I guess just surround myself with people that are trying to better themselves and then try to find employees that are like that as well. You know what I mean? Trying to find people guys that are trying to do better and like figuring out how to channel that. You know what I mean? That's kind of, even finding, a employee or somebody, whoever you're trying to find that's better than you. Like, man, you see potential in that. And you're fine with like teaching them everything and, not holding out and making them better because by having someone there is better than you. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's what it is though.
Because you're so unique, and I think we want to put everyone in a box like, this is how it's supposed to be when you're a boss. And as an entrepreneur, you should do this, and you should have employees and all this stuff. But it's like, I couldn't replicate you if I tried. You're just one of one. What advice would you have for the detailer out there or the entrepreneur or the dreamer out there who wants to hire people but doesn't know where to start?
I think just do it. I feel like it's hard for detailing, and because I started at that, but I'm not that anymore.
You were a detailer.
Yeah.
Now you're not a detailer. You're like
a detailer. You know what I mean? I started, dealership detailing, then did whatever, moved to a prepper, painter, and then, all that. But that was my main thing. It was like doing scratch removal and paint touch up mobilely at dealerships. So I was, that's kind of, I probably could have hired someone. I wish I would have hired people right off the bat.
Really?
Yeah. Because as a detailer, you get like an arrogance. You know what I mean? Like you get arrogant because you think you're the only person that can do that to that car. And if you're at that stage of not even business, of life, if you think that at least this is just on a shining paint aspect, because I was like this forever. I felt like I was the only person that can replicate that. So I had to grow from that. If you're still at that of talking about your work and I don't even know how to say it. I'm like, if you're still focusing on that, you haven't grown enough yet. If one of my guys is working on a car and it doesn't look like glass and it's not as perfect as you can get it, I didn't teach them right. People come here to J&G, they want their car perfect. So that's the easy part. For me, detailing, polishing, painting a bumper, doing dents, that's the easy part. Making a customer happy and a long-term friend or whatever you're trying, that's the hard part. Like doing the job is not the hard part. So if you think if you're relying on your quality should be up, that's the first thing in business. Your quality should be here. Like your quality of work and expectations minimum should be here, or you should try to get there. So I feel like if I should have hired, I've taken.
You've taken some L's, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I took I've taken hella trainings on learning how to do the craft of detailing. I've taken, and I'm still a student at that, but I feel like that's entry. I feel like you should know how to detail when you get your LLC, your business license. You shouldn't you know, and like I said, a lot of people don't. It's like, yeah, you go to YouTube University and you can learn it. But that's the main thing. It's like, bro, like if you're going to go start your business, you should know how to do that already. You should, if you're an electrician, you're going to go trial some, no, you should know how to do that. So if you're still focusing on shine and paint, then you haven't graduated yet.
It doesn't all have to happen overnight either, right?
No.
It is a young man's game.
And I did that for everyone because I thought I was the only person that can do that. You know, and then traveling and meeting different guys, businesses, different, you know, I have friends that's window cleaners that really passionate. Like that industry is really passionate. Guys that do that kind of stuff, like they take it no joke. It's like, it's somewhat like in detailing. Like, dude, these dudes, like when they do it, like they're using deionized water. They're doing, you know, there's a level to have the way they have all their equipment. So anyways, I got off subject.
Well, I was going to say, for folks who don't know, there were like 3 mentors I had when I first started detailing.
Mm-hmm.
There was you, there was Scott from Dallas Paint Correction from the internet, and there was Ivan LaCroix. Mm-hmm. Ivan was a busy dude, so it was hard for him to respond to me when I was in the field. You know, when I'm like, hey, I can't get the water spots off. What do I do? Or, hey, I think I burned through, or any advice on this paint. And then Scott was kind of like that too, right? Never met him in person. He's in Dallas. And we met up at a training, and you kind of became my mentor, right? Then friend.
Yeah. Whose training was that? Was that Doyle? Randy Doyle's training? Anyways.
We went to, actually we had Ivan up in
Oh yeah. I met you at Ivan first.
Yeah.
No. I met you at
I came and did a Hawk Pro Detailing video with you here.
Yeah.
Through Steven from Detail Envy. Back in the day. That's how I met you. And then we just became fast friends. So I don't know. I think finding a mentor is a big deal, but I don't just want to talk about how to succeed at business, because you know, you can talk about it all day long, but I just am like, is there something, you know, to you that you think when you're really quiet and you sit and you're just like, you really kind of understand yourself, that you think other people might learn from? Like, is there a thing that you did or have learned from that other folks might benefit from?
One thing that I feel like I've learned, like literally within like this week, like one thing I've learned is you can't wish for people to be better. Like you can't help people. You can want so much for somebody, and you could want to be a part of their journey to being good, being great. But if they don't want it, it ain't going to happen.
Kid, employee,
friends, you know, like there's times, there's a period of time that you just got to cut. You got to cut your ties with something. You know what I mean? So that's kind of something I've wore my heart on my shoulder a lot.
You want to elaborate on that? Is there a specific?
No, I just have like, it's different. Like when you're trying to level up and you're trying to grow, and if you're around people that aren't trying to do the same, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do that. You got to change your circle. You got to change the people you're talking. You have to change your mindset. You can't wake up every morning and be like, bro, it sucks.
That's okay. So you're my guy. Like I work, you know, a lot of time remotely, right? Yeah. So I see my kids the most. I interact with Ivan and my work team, but then there's not a lot of humans in my life. So like you're one of them. And it's always like, when I call you, I know you're going to put a smile on my face. You're like, it's a great day to be alive. And it's it is. It's a really important thing. Like I've had this thought come into my head once where it's like, what you consume consumes you. So you have to be careful about your inputs, right? And that's why I try not to bring it on you. When I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I know you're going to bring the sunshine, and I can't just bring the rain to you. So I always try to like measure myself. I'm like, hey, life is good. Yeah. And I sometimes need you to like hype me up a little bit.
You need that sunshine. And what I've learned recently is, you know, you can help someone try to see the sun, but if they ain't trying to do it, you know, they're not. It just is what it is. So
it is what it is.
But yeah, no, man, I want to do the best I can do, like on quality. It was like, we're just talking about detailing. It's like, I want to do the best. I want my guys to be, enjoy coming to work, you know?
Yeah. I just wanted to paint the picture that like, if you're talking about the detail industry, you're at that level. Like you're a high level, like there aren't many people who are more successful in my eyes in terms of actually running a detail shop where people bring in cars and you're making money and you're making customers happy. So with that said, as a setup, I kind of wanted to ask about your childhood.
I'm from, I grew up in the country, Las Cruces, New Mexico, single mom.
You ever know your
brother
dad?
and sister don't know my dad. I knew who he was. I just was never in my life.
Never met him.
You know, so pretty much, like you, dude. We're just kind of poor.
You didn't have everything given to you.
Well, yeah. So the same thing. This is it. Like this is pretty much my childhood. Like we moved to Salt Lake in like 98, something like that. We moved. Probably I was counting a while ago, and I think we moved about 13 times by the time I graduated high school. So we were, I would get home and I would have a eviction notice and we needed to be out by the next day. That's the childhood I grew up with. But my mom did a good thing. She was like, when we lived in New Mexico, it was like, dude, we live in the sticks. Like it's a shit, it wasn't a good, good place. So she's
I think one time I got pecans for you or something. You're like, bro, I grew out pecan trees in my yard. Like I grew up in the country. I was like, what pecan trees? I don't even know what those are.
I love pecans. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. And, so it was, man, I don't know. I guess it was kind of a hard life, but not really. It was like, now that I look at it, and I was talking to my buddy today, and I was like, bro, we lived great childhoods. Like we roamed just like everybody. We were just doing whatever. We did get in a lot of trouble. I was lucky that I didn't get in as much trouble as some of my friends and relatives, cousins and stuff like that. Like, it's like, I've had, just put in perspective, I have 3 of my cousins are all doing life prison, like that's pretty much where, and friends, you know what I mean? Like I grew up, that's kind of the area, that's what we were doing. We live right next to a border town, you know what I mean? So like, what are we doing? Like when you're there, there's not really much opportunity. And then when you have family members that move all over the country, then you guys aren't doing better and you have family, anyways, there's just a bunch of different things that we were doing, but it all set me up to do this. My mom got remarried and that's what brought us here. Because his dad worked for McDonnell Douglas. They got bought out by Boeing. So that's why we moved up to Utah. She was only married with him for I would say probably less than a year. And then they got a divorce and then he kind of went and did his thing. And then we were stuck here. But, it was moving here it was the best thing, you know how it is when you live in a small town and, where we lived, it was just, if I'm going to be poor, I'd rather be poor here. I don't want to be out there and just living that way.
What was it like growing up without a dad? How do you think that impacted you?
I had a different situation like that because growing up without a dad, it was not as bad because my mom had a lot of brothers. So I had uncles and older cousins that were that kind of stepped in and took that kind of taught me shit, I guess, the ropes or whatever, So I don't know, man. Not having a dad. It's like I didn't think how much of a piece of shit my dad was until I had kids. I didn't miss a dad as a kid. I felt like everything was fine.
It's what you knew.
Yeah, it's what I knew. I wasn't like one of those kids that's like, oh, I don't have a dad. And, it didn't really, I didn't think it affected me. And then when I had kids and I became a dad, and I was like, man, dude, what a cold-blooded dude, you got to be a different type just to leave your kids, bro, or your son, especially sons, bro. You and daughters too, because it's just too different. You have to be a different type that you can be like, all right, man, I'm that selfish. I'm just going to kick it with, even if you have a bad relationship. I don't know, man. It's hard to say because you don't know.
They all have reasons, but creating a life and then not being around that child. I mean, I have a good relationship with my biological dad now. I didn't meet him till I was 18. And he's explained himself, and actually he's been a really good grandpa, but there's a part of me that will never be able to take back from 0 to 18. There for me, there was a longing. There was a longing. I would see kids out there playing T-ball and catch with their dad at this apartment. We used to move around a lot. Apartment here, apartment there, apartment there. Mom would get these boyfriends and they would last a while, and then I would get attached. Yeah. And that shit kind of messed me up a little bit, I'm sure. And I look back at it and there was a longing for like, where's my real dad at? You know, like, where is he at? Why did he not show up, bro? I'm not here to have like a therapy hour. I'm just wondering, you know,
where your dad was at, and I know where my dad was at. He was taking care of his real family. And that's where mine was at. You know,
yeah, I mean,
my mom was a side piece or something. You know, it is what it is.
Like my dad had like two sons he was raising from a different marriage.
Yeah. So it sucks, but it culturally is different though, because I had a lot of friends that didn't have dads growing up. Like we grew up in different areas. So in where I live, there's a lot of people that didn't have dads. So it wasn't as bad, I would say. I don't know. I just wasn't affected. I felt like I realized when I had kids, I'm like, bro, like even if I did hate my wife, we got a divorce or everything, I never want to see you guys. You know? Like, look, you're a better dad now that you're separated.
That's true.
And I have friends like that. I have my buddy Darren too. He, Jesus, all these dudes that are divorced, they're better dads not being with their ex-wife. You know what's weird too? They're in a lot better positions too. You know, like it's crazy. Like that guys that can step up to the plate and want to be involved and be a parent. You know what I mean? It's like that's I don't know, man. It just says a lot.
Well, when we go back to your childhood, so how do you think because I mean, you have a lot of friends and family members who ended up incarcerated, right? Like you could have gone down a different path. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So like I have when I moved to Utah, we probably moved by the time I was 18, we lived in like 18 different apartments or something, like just some crazy, like it was around that. It was like 13. I don't remember. It was a lot. So we moved all the time, get home, eviction notice, get out. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's hard. So it's weird what you take for mentorship. You know what I mean? Like different bosses, teachers. Who mentored you? Like, what do you attribute your success to? Like, observing. How did you? Everything's observing. I think I've always been an observer, and I've been able to see things the way other people don't see. Like, people will look at, all my bosses. Probably to most people, even to me, is like they were probably assholes, or like. But I never looked at it like that. I looked at it as like good dudes. Like people that you can learn from. I was like, why are you doing that? Why does he not like that? Oh, it's probably because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Was there one boss who you felt like believed in you? I have a ton of bosses, bro. Like a lot, not even just looking at people, like going to different places. And Craig, my bud, I think I told you about Craig already, but the dude that I quit on him, and then he, that day I was so we're shoveling snow. It was 2 feet, 3 feet of snow. We had to clear off all the cars at a dealership. And I said, I can't feel my feet. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. We got to sell cars today. We got to get these cars clean. So I left because I was quitting. And then he goes over the microphone and he's like, hey, Jamie Gonzalez said, come back. Because I was just going to go across the street and find another job. But like, most people were like, man, what an asshole. And to me, I took at it different. I was like, no, man, I'm a part of this with him.
Okay.
I'm just, I don't know.
You felt like you were a part of something.
Yeah, I felt like I was a part of something. And I realized like he, in a sense, like we were all his family and kids too. He was a good dad. And at work, he was the boss trying to lead us, so I didn't really look at them dudes having bad days and bringing us down. Like I didn't look at it like that. I was like, no, man, we have to contribute. We all got to do things. And I feel like they're all really good leaders, I don't know. Just like I don't know.
What's fun to you? Well, how do you have fun as an entrepreneur, as a boss?
My fun, just being with my kids, bro. Like
that's the most fun.
Yeah. Going doing whatever it is. Nothing. Like we don't need to do anything.
I was just wondering, like, what do you enjoy about what you do? Because you're not just a detailer anymore. I love cleaning cars, but like, I don't see you cleaning cars. I know you jump in, but like, do you enjoy coming to work? Like, what do you enjoy about it?
I like dealing with different people. I like dealing with, I'm still learning, dealing with different people's, like, we do Intoxalock here. You know what Intoxalock is? You know what we
Tell
do.
me about Intoxalock.
So Intoxalock is if you get a DUI or weed or anything like that, you have to get a breathalyzer in your car. So we deal with a ton of Intoxalock people. Like we do a lot of Intoxalocks, and all the people that come are freaking, you know, got DUIs. So there's a big difference between, there's people that are like, damn, dude, I went out to a party, I got arrested, and now I got a DUI. There's those people, but then there's other people that are like, they just can't stop.
And you can tell the difference?
Oh yeah, you know the difference right off the bat. Like, bro, you're never gonna get this out of your car. And that's crazy, because you'll meet them and you're like, they're cool people, but you know, like, bro, like, oh, they'll say, oh, I have an offense, or I have this. And you're like, man, dude, like it's expensive to put in your car, and it's court ordered. You have to have it.
Yeah.
So
what does Intoxalock cost to get in there? How does it even work?
It's like, so to install it, it's like, we charge like $300 to install, and then you need to have it get checked out every, so you have these calibrations. You got to get calibrated, like I think once a month.
Dang.
So it's like $40 each calibration. So you have to calibrate it, and it's just really expensive. So I don't even know why I got on that. So yeah, bro. So I've learned a lot from these people.
Like we talk about perspective, right? You're probably out here you're dealing with billionaires and multimillionaires bringing you these like show level Porsches. I've seen them bringing them on trailers. They never drive, and you come in, you ceramic coat this brand new vehicle. You're unwrapping the plastic from the seats. Like you deal with the creme de la creme of society, you could say. And then also the Intoxalock folks now. And like, what does that perspective show you?
It's crazy, because you see like they're, you know, bad things happen to people, and like anyone can get a DUI, but there's a difference between the person that, oh man, this sucks, and then the person that they're just addicted and they're an addicts, and they just, no matter what happens, it's like it's just there, you know? It's like, I don't drink. I drink occasionally, but not really. You know what I mean? So it's like, I've learned a lot from that. Like, man, dude, dude, imagine that. Every time you get in your car, you got to blow. And then while it's driving, you got to blow.
Dang.
So you're everywhere you go, you have to, and it's hella annoying, dude. It's like it's like some freaking way annoying sound. But yeah, man. So we do that here, and I've learned a lot from that. I don't know, man.
You know what else you're going to have here at the shop soon? You have a detail supply shop with DIY detail. This is an exclusive, the first distributor locally in Utah, which I'm really excited about. We're based in Nebraska, DIY Detail. So we obviously sell a lot online, and then we have distributors all over the country and the world, but we never have had one in Utah until now. I don't know if it's not inked yet, but we're pretty close.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be all said and done. Well, if we have everything, it'll probably be May 1st. But, you know, I don't know. We're trying. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to help
Detailer
people.
Connect. What's it called?
Detailer Connect.
Detailer?
Yeah, Detailer Connect. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we're going to have, we'll probably start doing a lot of stuff with you, and then a couple of the other guys that we're going to be selling their stuff to. Yeah, so it's going to be legit, bro. I can't wait, man. Hopefully now that we're starting to do that, we'll get to see you a little bit more.
That'd be fun.
We'll get to see you.
Do some how-tos, some appearances. You know what gets me hyped up? I'm always sending you golf videos.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Rory McIlroy. Come on now.
Yeah, man.
Massive
I thought he won. I mean, like, I already thought he got the Masters once. So it's crazy how he could go like his passion, because it's not money. You know what I mean? Like I think he was like $200 million he's worth. And he's got money. Yeah. You know? So what you're just passionate too. We're both passionate, you know?
I was saying, like, once you get past, you know, being able to pay your rent or your mortgage by next Friday, then after that, like, I don't know, you've done very well financially. Like what are your motivations now as an entrepreneur? I'm not calling you Rory, but like, you're a lot further than most people. I'm trying to set the stage of, like, you're very successful as a business owner, more than most detailers could ever dream to be. And I just say that not to make your ego or anything, but like, if you don't know Jamie, he's very successful. It's like, what are you motivated by? Is it the money, is success? Like what do you?
No, the people, dealing with all these different people is my thing. It's like, my guys, they're just, I don't know, creating a culture, building the place for someone that they want to be here. And I don't know, man, just kind of I don't know, man. I really like.
You don't know?
Yeah.
I don't know. You gotta know. I hope you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I enjoy what I do, and I don't really feel like it's work anymore.
Really?
Like it's work, but we're kind of past that. Like we're just like let's try to, just create an atmosphere or something. I don't know. I love what I do. I don't even know what I do. I come here, help people. Try to get everyone in line. Like the detailing's like, and the painting and dent and all that stuff is like, it's the plus,
What's the best advice you ever received?
Best advice I've ever received?
Yeah. What you don't see at home is that we recorded this already.
Yeah.
And my phone ran out of storage. So if you feel like we're like hitting it's just we're trying to find a little spark here.
We need a spark. But my best advice that I've heard dude, I don't even know, man. Best advice is like, what's some good advice? Man, honestly, I don't even know, man. I think the best advice that I've heard recently would be just, I don't know, man. I don't have no good advice, dude.
It's like lunchtime, bro. You're like glucose spike. When you get that glucose monitor on her,
yeah, bro.
check the glucose monitor.
Because
you don't know how depressing this was when I went up to look at my phone and it said storage full. Because we were spitting fire on this last one. But you're low.
Yeah, so.
Hey, tell me about the glucose. Let's talk about that.
I think everyone should get a glucose monitor. Dude, it's changes your life. Like, even if you're not diabetic, everybody should have it. Because you're all about that biohacking,
I'm trying to be.
Yeah, I
just want to have a good life,
bro. If you get it, it's cool because you know when to eat. If you overate, you know what I mean. Like, all right, if you're working out, it's like, yo, this is my top peak time. You know what I mean? Like my levels are at a good. Dude. Everybody, insurance ain't gonna cover it because they only cover the medication. They don't cover.
So I often wonder. I'm like, at what level do you sacrifice? And I feel like the glucose monitor or whatever. Do you feel like being a successful entrepreneur has required a lot of sacrifice where like the health took the back seat sometimes?
Dude, hell yeah. Life is so good, bro. Like you don't make time for that. Like, and that's, so for me, my obsession, same thing too, is like the reason why Ivan and you are so successful. Ivan's successful is because he's addicted to it. He's good at what he does because he loves it. Yeah. And it's not about anything else.
He loves it.
Yeah,
it's not one thing. It's like it's just
it's the whole process. The process. Like, the process and liking to do. It's like
that's what it is. Loving the process.
Yeah.
Wanting all the outcomes to be the way you want them, but the process. So there'll never be an end, right?
No, there's never going to be. Yeah, there'll never be an end. It's more about the process. So like even back to when we're talking about Rory, it's like the dude's amazing not because he loves the game. It's nothing about. Yeah. So the process. Mainly
process is a big deal. So if you love the process, then you think there's longevity there for you. Cause like, I don't know change.
And another thing too, is like, all right, cool. The new process is now, social media or making videos. Like that's where you're at, then it's going to change into this and it's going to change into that. You know what I mean? It's always going to evolve.
You think there's going to be robots like cleaning cars and stuff like they say in Dubai, like that video with the drone?
No. It could be, I would say exterior wise, maybe it could probably, but to do like really intricate stuff, no, I don't think so. I don't think if it gets to that level, who cares about detailing, bro? If they can do that, if robots can do that, we're screwed. If these robots become it's going to be too much. Like so you got to worry about a lot of other things before the robot does detailing, like everything. Imagine that, bro. If he can dial in he can look, dude, we got to be scared.
Are you using ChatGPT these days?
Yeah.
I'm using it. Yeah. What's the last thing you searched on ChatGPT?
How much gold is in the Federal Reserve? That's literally what I did today. I was like, cause we're talking about, just finance shit, And
you study finance a lot. Like I think part of your success has been outside of detailing. Did you take the money you made here and invest it? Like,
I wouldn't have.
Like, let's talk about levels to the game. Your YouTube, I've seen your watch history, you know, on your computer before, and it's just, you're watching finance. So it's like, is there advice on where you put your attention and how to grow?
I just always been interested in that. Like I've always been interested in like just finance. Like I've always been interested in like who Jerome Powell is, like, or who's freaking, or I've always been interested in just finance, so stocks and, you know, different things like that. Like my whole, like for a long time, even real estate. Like I've always been into other things. Like I realized at a young age that having things and looking a certain way doesn't equate to anything if you don't own any assets. So like having, you know, you can have a nice watch, you can have all these things and have a nice car, but if it's not paid for and it's not generating more income for you, then it doesn't matter because it's depreciating. So I look at anything I look at is, even with cars, like the cars I have, every car I have is something that's gonna increase in value.
What cars do you have?
I have a few Porsches, just older cars. I have a Yanko. I don't know if people know what that is. It's like one of 25. I have things, but I don't buy, like I have my daily, I'll have like my F-150 I drive and then my Golf R. Those are newer cars. I just like to drive those. Those are
the Golf R is like a 2022 or
24, 23.
23. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So I just have these cars, and because I just like to enjoy, I like the feel, I like all that kind of stuff. But anything else, I've always been into like, okay, if I'm gonna buy this, I was like, oh man, is it gonna drop in value? Or if I buy some, I want to buy it at a level that's already took the hit, and then I can go ahead and keep it, or maybe clean it, detail it, and sell it. Like I flip cars. I've done that my whole life.
Any advice for folks out there who think maybe, hey, I like detailing, maybe I could flip a car?
Oh
like
yeah,
what?
I think if you're a detailer and not even fresh out, if you have a shop and you have a team of workers, you should be doing that. That should be part of your process. Like you should have, 4 or 5 cars around that you guys are detailing in slow times. That way you're always working. You always have something to work, and then they clean it, detail it, paint it, boom, boom, boom. You do it, run it back, sell it. I feel like every detailer should be doing that. You should have some type of side hustle. Like I've always looked at it as detailing really recession proof, because most detailers, we can do a lot of things. We don't, like, we're down to work. If you're down to freaking clean a minivan,
if you know how to detail, you know how to work. Full stop.
Yeah. So you can do it. So I just always think, like, if the easiest side hustle as a detailer should be flipping cars for you. Maybe every detailer, like every single detailer should be, you shouldn't be getting attached to these cars.
How do I flip a car? Like, do I need a license for that? Like, what do you need? You can get a
license too, but we have software. So we use, you can go far. There's an MMR. So it's like, we get a lot of cars wholesale. So you can even go buy them on KSL or Craigslist.
So whatever.
Yeah. So you just go, you can go and look at it and be like, just buy something. Maybe it needs some work. Maybe it doesn't. There's a lot of cars we just bought and they were just really dirty, and we just detailed them and then sold them, made a couple grand, Like, that's just a regular thing. So I feel like most detailers, if you're not flipping,
you're tripping.
You ain't flipping, you're tripping.
Hey.
But bro, like that's the main thing, is like any type of, flipping, you need to do that. Detail. That's the.
What's your favorite part about detailing? Because I know deep down you are a passionate cleaner of cars. You're not just a business owner.
I like polishing. I like wheels too.
You like cutting with a rotary, finishing with a rotary? What do you do? What do you like cutting with a rotary?
Yeah, I honestly like it all. Like I can enjoy cutting, I can enjoy finishing, I can enjoy.
Do you use the dual action more, or do you like find yourself grabbing that rotary? I feel like I learned rotary from you.
Yeah. We use rotary like a lot, but it's like now with the technology, it's like, I don't know.
Like when you teach your guys, what do you teach them?
We use a rotary because we're doing fresh paint, and it's faster and maneuverable. Yeah. So we do taking out runs, leveling paint, like stuff like that. So rotary is just always going to be, but we'll do straight up sanding from like 1,000, 1,200, 2,000, 3,000. You know what I mean? So like, it's easier if you want to polish that. Like, you could go through all the steps, or you can just stop at like 2,000 and then just rotary and call it good.
Bada bing, bada boom. What advice do you have for a detailer just starting out? They want to be like Jamie. Where do they start?
Just
what's that mindset?
You know the craft first. So like you should know how to detail first, and then figure out, target marketing. Learn how to run your SEO.
You don't think you should hire that out? You should figure out how to learn.
No, you should know. You should know before, because that's gonna be your main expense. If you don't know how to run a Google ad, you don't know how to do any of that type of stuff, that's gonna be your main expense. So like, at least to really get into it, like you can be cheap and you can just keep, you want to know how it works, because then when you get someone in, you don't feel like you're getting ripped off. I would run it yourself and you're like, man, I'm not generating no customers. So at least you have a know-how. And then when you hire someone, you can go in the background and be like, oh, okay, this is this, do this. I don't like the wording of this, So I think that's probably learn that and then hire people.
Do you have a content retention management system? Do you have a CRM?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, we use Podium.
Oh, you do?
It's a big company, Podium.
I've heard of Urable. I know they're a big
Urable too. Space. It's pretty similar probably.
Yeah.
They're local. We know these guys, so we do work for them. So
nice.
Everything, I don't know, man. That's probably the main thing I would do. Hire people. Obviously, you should just know how to detail right out. Like that's just something you should just know.
And then it's cool because Detailer Connect, you're going to be using products in your shop that you sell there, right? So like the products that you like are going to be in this shop. So I don't know, man. I'm sure they're going to want to learn from you. You don't have a lot of time for trainings anymore.
No, we don't, but that's why you're here. Like go watch Ivan, go watch you. That's not my forte. I do it, but I have other things that I like to do. So
golfing, you going to golf this year?
Bro, hell yeah, I'm going to golf. I can't wait. I was going to golf today, but hey.
I appreciate you making the time for this podcast, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you for watching.
Appreciate it.
Nick at Night.
Later.